For 4 long years, the dog waited. Day after day, she sat at the edge of the dusty road, her eyes fixed on the horizon. The winds would carry the scent of passing travelers, and her ears would perk up. But she never moved. Her coat had grown thin from the sun, and the weight of time pressed heavily on her bones, but her heart remained full of hope. She had once lived in a small house, her family's laughter echoing through the halls. The sound of the car pulling up in the driveway was the highlight of her days. Then, one morning, they were gone. The car, the voices, the warm hands that once fed her and scratched behind her ears, all vanished. Her family promised to return. They said they'd be back soon. But as the months turned to years, she stayed in the same spot, never once doubting that they would come for her. She knew they would. A cold winter passed, and then another spring. Her eyes, once bright with youth, now held the weight of waiting. She had grown thin, her fur matted, but her eyes never left that stretch of road. "They'll come back," she whispered to herself, though no one heard. Then, on a quiet afternoon, the faintest sound reached her ears, the rumble of an engine. Her heart leaped, and for the first time in years, she stood. Her legs trembled with exhaustion, but she forced herself to walk toward the road. Through the haze of her tear-blurred vision, she saw the shape of a car coming toward her, moving slowly, as if it had been waiting for her too. The car came to a halt. The door opened, and there, standing before her, was a woman. Her face was older, grayer, but the same love that had once filled her heart for the dog shone through her eyes. The dog's tail wagged weakly as she staggered forward, her body shaking. The woman kneeled, tears streaming down her face, and pulled the dog into her arms. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry," the woman whispered, her voice breaking. "I never meant to leave you." And with that, the dog, whose heart had never stopped hoping, finally knew peace. Her family had come back, 4 long years of waiting, and now at last, she was home. If you liked the video, put like and subscribe to the channel, where you will find a lot of interesting things.